Hi and welcome to Spicy Pants. Today we'll be cooking Taiwanese Oyster Mee Sua, or more commonly known as Taiwan Orh Ah Mee Sua. So let's start cooking. We're going to start by making crispy shallots first. Heat up a pan. Once the pan is hot, add in 1/4 cup of oil. At medium-low heat, we'll fry the shallots. I've sliced up 6 pieces of shallots, thinly like this. This is actually a very integral part of this dish. Do not burn the shallots. We just need to brown them a little and crisp them up. This will add another dimension of fragrance to the dish. The pan that I'm using is Shogun by Gourmet. I've been using this pan for 1 year plus already and it's one of my favorite non-stick pans. Remember, don't turn up the heat too high. We don't want to burn them. We just want to brown them a little, crisp them up, and also flavor the oil. As you can see, some of the shallots have actually started to brown. So we just fry this for another 10, 15, 20 seconds. And we will separate them out from the oil. We can remove them from heat now because the remaining heat will start to brown the shallots too. So we will remove this from heat now and separate them off from the oil. Now we'll prepare the oysters. In a plate, put in some potato starch. If you do not have potato starch, you can always use corn flour or tapioca flour, not a problem. Wash your oysters, put it into the flour. We need to coat them up gently. I'm using 300 grams of oysters. Now normally for this process, I like to use my hand. Make sure you clean your hand first and just mix them up in the flour. This step will help to make the oysters very silky smooth and also retain its freshness. This is what we want. I'm using frozen oysters. You can easily get them from any supermarket. It's very easy to make. The important thing is thaw them well, and when you wash them, do not use force, just gently rinse them underneath running water because we don't want to break the oysters up. Once you have coated them up well like this, leave them aside for 5 minutes or so before we boil them. Now we're going to boil the oysters. Make sure that your water is boiling. We'll add them in one by one, slowly. This dish is one of the most famous street food from Taiwan and it's one of my favorite too. The best part about cooking this at home is that you can add in as much of the ingredient as possible, and of course it can be MSG free too. Now we don't want to cook them for too long. Once we have added all the oyster in, let them boil for approximately 3 minutes or so and we are done. In the meantime, prepare a bowl of cold water. We are going to take out the oyster and put them into the cold water to prevent them from overcooking. Right. So this is really good. Next we will prepare the broth for the Oyster Mee Sua. Now we'll prepare the broth for this dish. In the pan I've added in 1.5 liters of water. We do not have to wait for the water to boil. I'm adding in also 50 grams of dried cuttlefish to increase the flavor of the soup. Now we just need to put the cover on and let this boil for 20 minutes. I'll see you back in a while. 20 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Good. It smells really fantastic. We will now add in dried bonito flakes. This is 35 grams. Just put everything in. We don't have to boil this for long. Okay, just put them in. Once the water starts to boil, put the lid on, turn off the flame, and we let this sit for 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Oh, it smells really good. We will now remove the bonito flakes from this broth. Strain them up. Don't waste them. Once you have cleared out the bonito flakes, we'll add a little bit of coloring to the soup. Slowly add in 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, just to darken up the soup a little bit. Right, as you can see, the soup has a very nice light brownish color. This is what we want to achieve. We'll wait for the soup to boil before we put in the rest of the ingredients. Once the broth has come to a boil, it's time to add in the rest of the ingredients. I'm using 150 grams of Misua over here, or rather flour vermicelli. Normally for this dish we use the red colored flour vermicelli, but I can't find it in Singapore, hence I'm using the white color one. The main difference, if you're using the red ones, you need to soak in water to soften them first. For the white one, no problem, just put it in. As this is a little bit salty, I'm not adding in any salt at this moment. I'm putting in 150 grams. Approximately 35 to 50 grams can feed a person, so this portion is good for 3 to 4. The ratio between the flour vermicelli and the broth will be 1:10, which means that I'm having 150 grams of flour vermicelli inside here. The soup will be 1.5 liters. We'll add in the shallots that we fried just now. I've chopped them up into smaller pieces like this. Just pour everything in. Now we'll give this a taste just to make sure that the soup is good enough for us. Very nice. We add a little bit of salt and sugar to balance out the taste. I'll start off with adding 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of sugar. Let's give this a taste again. Just a wee bit more of sugar and salt. So all in all, I've added in 1.5 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now let's add the rest of the ingredients. I have with me over here 100 grams of pig intestine. I bought this from the store. If you want to know how to make this, we have another video on kway chap which actually show you how to make this also. So we just put this in. The oysters, put them in. Now we need to thicken up the soup. Slowly add in cornstarch solution or potato starch until you achieve the consistency which you want. I want my flour vermicelli to be darker in color, hence I'm adding in 1 more tablespoon of dark soy sauce. Stir it in. Of course, if you want it darker, you can actually add in more if you want to. This is almost done. Now we'll stir in the oil that we used to fry the shallots with. This will be very, very good. Now all we got to do is just serve this now. Serving this is very simple. Normally we eat this with chili oil, black vinegar, coriander, and if you like garlic, you can always add in some chopped garlic. Okay, time to serve this. We've finished our cooking, so let's just give this a taste now. I've added in black vinegar as well as chili into this beautiful dish of oyster mee sua. So just give this a taste. The flour vermicelli or the mee sua is super flavorful. Let's give the oyster a taste. Very smooth, and the freshness of the oyster is remarkable. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how we cook our oyster mee sua or Orh Ah Mee Sua. So I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.